We will start the video by reviewing our first point of education, which is straight line pathway plays. Here, the highlighted offensive player, Colin Sexton, establishes a straight line path to the basket. The on-ball defender, Charles Bassey, moves into Sexton's path, and he makes contact that is more than marginal. The contact by Bassey moves Sexton off his path, and a defensive foul was correctly called. Now let's look at an example where the offensive dribbler is not taken off his path. The highlighted defensive player, Talon Horton Tucker, maintains his legal defensive positioning, and he does not initiate any contact that would move the offensive player, Desmond Bain, off his path. And while there is marginal contact on the play, there is no defensive foul, as this play was correctly ruled a no call and a play-on situation. The final play in this section will show an example where a defensive foul was needed but was not called. The offensive player, Kyrie Irving, drives to the basket, and he is rerouted off his path by the contact initiated by the on-ball defender, Grady Dick. Again, this is illegal contact, and a defensive foul call was needed on this play. The next point of education that we will review is verticality. Here, the highlighted defender, Maxi Kleber, establishes legal guarding position prior to the offensive player, Karl Anthony Towns, starting his upward shooting motion. Kleber maintains his legal defensive position as he jumps straight up to contest the field goal attempt. As Kleber is in a legal defensive position and there is only marginal contact on the play initiated by the offensive player, this play was correctly ruled a no call and a play-on situation. Our next example of verticality will show how the body position of a defensive player can shift after contact occurs. Here, the highlighted defensive player, Stefan Castle, establishes legal guarding position, and he jumps straight up to contest the shot attempt by the offensive player, Colin Sexton. We can see that the contact, initiated here by Sexton, causes Castle's body to turn, as this turn by the defender occurred after contact and not before. This should have been ruled a no call, instead of the defensive foul that was called and then overturned after a coach's challenge. Now, let's look at some examples where the defensive player does not maintain legal verticality. Here, the highlighted defender, Moses Moody, jumps right to left, moving into the shooter, Amen Thompson, and in doing so, he initiates illegal contact with Thompson. This A to B movement by Moody is not legal verticality, as to be considered legal, the defensive player must jump vertically in an attempt to defend the shot. That is not the case here, and a defensive foul was correctly called by the lead official. This next play is another example of a defender not maintaining legal verticality. The highlighted defender on this play, KJ Martin, is initially in a legal guarding position, but he does not maintain that position throughout the play. Martin does get to the spot in the path of the offensive player, Miles Bridges, prior to the start of Bridges' upward shooting motion, but Martin does not jump vertically, and instead he turns his body and he makes more than marginal contact with Bridges. This contact by Martin is illegal, and it was correctly ruled a defensive foul.